handbrake entry. Trying to get tight in there. Slight little washout, brings the front end right towards that white line. Nice neat line. Let's see how he deals with the transition. Banging the limiter there. Slight straighten on that on the final bend, but it's a clean run, it's a run in the bag. Calvert. Mashimoto, Newton tires. Let's see if he can hold it. Slightly wide, needs to bring it in tighter. The judges want to see him on that white line on the inside of the first bend. Sweep through the transition. Hold the power on, that's it. That's a one in the bag as well. Flappy bonnet, chubby. I just don't like talking over this car. Let the noise do the talking. V8 power. S15 body. Young Dwayne McKeever. That's a nice entry. He's getting in exactly where the judges want him. Less than a metre off the white line. Just needs to keep the power down. 750 horsepower in the wet is very difficult to drive. Also the fact that he's sitting right on the steering wheel because he's so small is also an issue. So this is one cool kid. The people's hero, George Tillich, mint tyres. In between runs, this guy changes the tyres for all the competitors. So he has a busy weekend ahead of him. The wet is going to help him out a lot. He will not have to change as much tyres. Bon Bon, Driftworks, in the low frame, Severn side, in the grass. Hold it. Close enough. A cheer from the crowd over here. Bossman, Phil Morrison, impressed with that. I've seen better out of the Bond book. Trella, the feint. Check out the lock on the front of this car. The rear end squatted onto the white line. A lot of use of the handbrake, but still gets right in there. Using the handbrake correct. Lots of angle. Steve Will, E36 Turbo BMW M3.
That's fucking loud, isn't it?
That's more shotgun noises than a nice Baghdad. Steve Will producing smoke on the way. Anthony Scott, the Rocket Bunny, BS13. Sylvia fronted. Tire drop. Having the 3-litre engine, he's running a 2-litre, so it's made the car more agile, I think, from watching him. Brad, Lightning McQueen. Out Tattoo Fuel Performance. In Nissan S14. Excellent run by Brad last weekend. This guy's really improving. Sounds like you have a fan club with him. Pito! Me no my, Newton tires. Hey! That was 111%. If he can get it 110%, Middo will actually make it around the course. Middo says he doesn't understand qualifying. He says he just likes to go out and drive. If he happens to get a good run, that's just a fluke. So he said to me he's going to try to create these entries he can. Mac Yappa. The finish tip. Onto the white line. That is an awesome run. All he has to do is get it. Hero to zero. Dragon Performance Rotary. Running Toyo tires. I think this guy's on 888 in the wet. That shows how much power he has. Walton Smith. Wheel spinning. That sounds like third gear wheel spin. Initiates with the handbrake. Just needs to point and square now. Get the front end right in there. They all seem to be having an issue with this transition. It looks like it's still damp out there. There's not a dry line until they get to the second turn, and you can see the dry line on the outside. Bruno Esperanza, straight out of Portugal. Initiation there wasn't what the judges are looking for. They want to see straight entry, so they want to see the guys as straight as possible. A light feint is allowed. That's when they flick the car in the opposite direction. They want to see a fast entry, handbrake initiation onto the throttle straight away. That's a lot of handbrake. Watching it finish fourth in the Donington event. This is the second JDM event of the year. The Polish guys really showing that Europe has got huge drifting fraternity at the moment. Next up, Janowski. If you look closely at this 13, the graphics on the side are actually Transformers Autobot heads. Only when you go really close you can actually spot it. So this is a huge investment for these Polish drivers to come over here, trying to compete with the best in Europe. That's exactly the line they're looking for. Well done, Marcin. Just that issue, just to see if they come into the inside tipping point, they seem to wash out wide. M5 engine in an E30. And here's the E46 variant with the M5 engine again. Backwards entry. Hold it, hold it! Yes! Oh. Marcin Malvin, no spin as he called himself, and that was a save. The Goosh. Not Ken Gooshy, but Greg Goosh. Hold it in, Greg there. This is his first JDM event of the season. So, as I said, the 40-minute session we have here, 30 minutes of it is going to be qualifying. The last 10 minutes is just going to be mayhem. Stiggy, Burton Powered, Pinto. Morning Sports Drift Team, the KP Starling. The chassis in this car probably costs about £500 and it outsmokes everybody out there. Last weekend he was on fire in Wembley Stadium. Wingate. So the RB20 powered, I think. 4-door, 432, Kenny Wingate, the Jungle Power. I think Kenny just needs to get one sweet run in, and then went full retard, did he? No. Matt House, V8. And that was inside the clip point. The sun has come out now. If you're looking from the grandstand, you can see that dry line that's starting to appear. That's where the drivers need to be. They need to come off the red and white curbing in the first corner. You got your dry out line the whole way in, and then they got to touch the red and white curbs on the inside, just on that white line going from corner 1 to corner 2. Chapman, championship leader, using the curbs to slide the car. This will be the last time we're going to see Dan's car competing on English soil. No idea what's happening next year. Phil Martin has his mouth shut. I've heard some rumours of what's going on with Driftworks for next year, but we won't go into that. I think they have a giant poster on the wall in Driftworks saying reliability. look over reliability. Low brain drifters. King David Tyres supplying the tyres here to the low brain separate side crew. Luke Fink, that's it. You can see the track is drying up. They have more traction through the transition. The final bend is speeding up. This top 16 is going to be some battle to watch. Calvert, third place in the championship. The rat out of this engine here by Matsumoto. Oh! I think these guys are really trying to push the envelope here. There's always talk of backwards entries and crazy angles. It's only going to be good for the sport. It's going to make the drivers go harder and faster. Chubby McCord, 800 horsepower. Remember, King be getting the last bend perfectly. It's just this transition seems to be messing them up. Hopefully this sun will dry it out. You can see the dry patch appearing just off the curves of the first bend. Dwayne McKeever, Jap Auto Spirit. The issue seems to be the entry speed on these guys are coming in pretty fast. I think if they slow down 5 or 6 mile an hour more, actually control the entry on the handbrake, get to where they want, let the handbrake off, kick the throttle in, and they'll actually make it around that second bend. Guys like George Schilling with 250 horsepower have to be full throttle as soon as they come off that first bend. If they're not full throttle, they are not making around the last turn. So guys like this that have 250 horsepower, they're 100% committed from the line to the finish. They can't go at 70 or 90% because they just will not finish the track. Bon. Touching the grass. And cheeky save by Bon. Bon usually pilots the R32 Skyline Driftworks, which is Jay-Z powered. Not Jay-Z the rapper, but Jay-Z the Toyota engine.